Everyone in the neighborhood believed the house was a miracle. It appeared online at a price that didn't make sense for a growing city in Arizona where homes had been climbing steadily for years. In a market full of bidding wars and cash buyers, this listing felt calm and reasonable, almost quiet, and that alone made people stop scrolling and look twice. The photos showed a clean two-story home with a wide front porch, neutral paint, and sunlight pouring through the windows. Nothing flashy, nothing suspicious, just a normal American house that felt like it belonged to a real family. The man behind the listing introduced himself as Daniel Reed. His voice was calm, polite, and confident, the kind of voice people trusted without realizing why. He explained that he had relocated for work and needed to sell the home quickly but properly. He answered questions clearly, never rushed the conversation, and always followed up when he said he would. In a stressful housing market, that sense of stability made him stand out. Daniel scheduled private tours throughout the week instead of holding crowded open houses. Families walked through the home imagining where they would place their furniture and how the rooms would look during the holidays. Couples talked quietly about schools, commute times, and weekend barbecues in the backyard. Everything worked as expected. The lights turned on, the water ran hot, and the doors locked smoothly. Neighbors waved from across the street like this was just another normal home being shown. What no one knew was that the real owner of the house had moved out months earlier and was living in California. The property was being managed remotely, rented for short periods, and occasionally left empty. Daniel Reed was not the owner, but he had studied public records carefully. He knew the owner's name, the purchase history, and even small details about the home that made him sound legitimate. He used fake identification, professional-looking documents, and burner phones to create a complete identity that could pass casual scrutiny. As interest in the home grew, Daniel explained that he wasn't accepting traditional offers. He said the demand was high and he wanted to avoid bidding wars and delays. Instead, he asked interested buyers to submit a refundable reservation deposit to hold their place while paperwork was finalized. He described it as a standard step to filter out unserious buyers. The amounts varied depending on the situation, sometimes $5,000, sometimes $10,000, sometimes more. Most people hesitated and decided to wait, but a few felt they couldn't afford to miss another opportunity. One couple, Mark and Alicia, had been searching for over a year. Every home they liked either sold for more than asking or went to an all-cash buyer. When they saw this house in Phoenix, Arizona, it felt different. It felt achievable. Daniel sent them documents that looked official, complete with the correct address, signatures, and clean formatting. Everything looked right. They wired the money. Daniel confirmed the deposit quickly and told them everything was moving forward. He said he would be in touch with the next steps. Then the messages slowed. Then they stopped completely. At first, Mark and Alicia assumed it was a delay or a busy schedule. But when days passed and the listing disappeared, panic set in. Phone calls went straight to voicemail. Emails bounced back. When they contacted city records, they learned the house belonged to someone else entirely. They were not alone. Investigators later discovered Daniel had been running the same scheme across multiple cities in Texas, Arizona, and Nevada. He moved quickly, never stayed in one place too long, and never reused the same accounts. A retired teacher in Dallas lost her entire savings meant for retirement. A young investor in Reno lost the money he had saved for his first property. A single father in Tucson lost the down payment he had been building for years. The scam worked because it felt normal. There were no threats, no dramatic stories, and no pressure tactics. Daniel never rushed anyone. He let people convince themselves. In a market full of chaos and desperation, his calm approach felt safe. That was his advantage. Eventually, patterns began to emerge. Complaints came in. Similar documents appeared in different cases. Authorities connected the dots, but by then the money had been moved through multiple accounts and disappeared. Daniel Reed vanished as quietly as he had arrived. Months later, the real homeowner returned to the property in Arizona to prepare it for sale. Neighbors asked about the previous listing and the agent who had been showing the house. The homeowner had no idea what they were talking about. That's when the full story came out and the scale of the scam became clear. Today, the house still stands on that quiet street. New owners live there now, unaware of what almost happened. The porch still looks inviting, the windows still catch the evening light. To most people, it's just another home, but for those who nearly bought it, it represents a painful lesson. In real estate, good deals do exist, but so do people who know how to fake them. When something feels unusually smooth, when everything seems too easy, it's worth slowing down and asking more questions, because sometimes the most dangerous scams don't look like scams at all. They look like home.